Okay, come to lying on your backs. Find a comfortable position. Closing your eyes. Taking a few moments here. Just bringing your awareness to your body as you're lying on your back, on your mat here. Okay, so we're going to focus this evening's class. We're going to carry on with this focus of the different chakras. So today we're going to focus on Manipura chakra, the solar plexus chakra. So this is the kind of area around your navel, around your belly. And it is said, supposedly, it helps us it kind of fires up our body a little bit. It's in that area around our digestive system, and it kind of is associated with that fieriness and our metabolism and our digestion and also with a sense of self-confidence and self-esteem and I guess inner strength. It's also associated with the colour yellow. So you can keep those things in your mind maybe as we go through the class. It's quite different to last week's class and the kind of the focus around the class. So thinking about that warming, heating, activating, energizing maybe, and a bit of inner strength. So take a few moments here, just focusing in on your breath, noticing how your belly rises and falls as you breathe in and out. Bringing your awareness to the meeting points between your body and the ground. And as you exhale, just allowing your body to sink into your mat slightly. Allow your shoulders to soften, your jaw to soften. Breathing gently here. And then just starting to get a little bit of movement through your body. We're going to focus, well, there'll be more kind of movement through the core and twists. So we're just going to wake that up a little bit by hugging your knees in towards you. And then just letting them kind of drop from side to side a few times. So you're kind of taking some gentle twists, just letting the knees go to one side. Inhale to lift them up, exhale them over to the other side. Just moving gently. A few more times. And then hugging your knees in towards you. Just rock yourself up to sitting. Come to a comfortable seated position. So we're going to take a few rounds of Bastrika or bellows breath. If you've just eaten, you might not want to do this or do it very, very gently. It can feel a bit uncomfortable. It can make people feel a bit lightheaded. Again, if it does, then just stop, don't carry on with it. So essentially with bellows breath, we're kind of forcing the inhale and forcing the exhale through the nose. So we're breathing in like a forced inhale and breathing out. So the inhale is quite strong and the exhale, almost like we're snorting our breath out of our nose. So see if you can have a go at that a few times and just go at your own pace. It doesn't have to be fast. In fact, it's better initially to go kind of slower. So inhaling and exhaling and just repeating that. And then a full exhale and a full inhale and another full exhale. So we'll do that one more time. So forcefully inhaling and forcefully exhaling. And again, exhaling fully. Letting your inhale come back in naturally and exhaling fully. So if you're comfortable too, we'll go one more round, but we'll make it a little bit faster. So again, keep going at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Don't feel like you need to force it. But if you can, maybe make it a tiny bit faster. So again, a full inhale and exhale. And exhaling fully. And just letting your breath come back to normal. I think because I started while I was talking to you guys, I had my inhale and exhale felt completely wrong at the beginning. So you do have to focus when you're doing it. And normally when you breathe in, your belly expands, and when you breathe out, your belly draws back in. I think mine was almost the wrong way around for a moment, but anyway, so let go of that breath. Just let your breathing come back to its natural rhythm. So you might feel that tummy area just feels a little bit more, I don't know, warmer or more toned or activated. Might not. So we're just going to keep on moving now with the breath, taking our hands out to the side. As you inhale, lift your arms up, and then we're going to take a twist to the right. So exhaling to your right, take your hands down. Inhale, stretch up through your spine. Exhale, turn to your right. Inhaling back to the center, reach your arms back up. Exhale, turning to your left. Inhaling again to stretch up. Exhaling to twist a bit more. And then inhale, come back up to the center. So we take a couple of breaths there. So exhale again, turn to your right. Again, inhale to lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. Inhale to the center, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale to the left. And again, inhale to stretch up. Exhale to twist. One more time. Inhale back up to the center, reach your arms up. Exhale, turning to your right. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale, turning to your left. Inhaling up, reach the arms up. Exhale, turn to your left. Inhale one more time to stretch up. Exhale, turn a bit more. And then inhale to come back to the center. Just take your hands behind you. Lift your chest. Take a big breath here. And then take your hands in front of you and push yourself up to all fours. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, spread your fingers out wide. Inhale to arch your belly towards the ground. And then exhale to round your back, looking towards your thighs. Inhaling again to arch your belly towards the ground. Exhaling to round your back. Inhaling again to soften through the belly. Draw your chest forwards. Exhale to round your back, looking towards your thighs. Come back slowly to a flat back. Take your right arm out. As you inhale, reach that right arm up, moving through the shoulder, reaching through the hand. Exhale the hand back down. Swap sides. So inhale your left arm up, twisting to the left. Exhale the hand back down. Inhaling your right arm up. Exhale the hand back down. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale it back down. One more time. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale it back down. And then inhale your left arm up. And exhale, take the hand back down. So take your right arm, and this time just take it in between your left knee and your left hand. Come down onto your right shoulder to take a little twist here through the shoulder. Press your left hand into the mat and just roll your left shoulder back. Breathing gently here. Slide your thighs back maybe slightly. And then back to the center. Take your left hand this time underneath, in between your right knee and your right hand. Press into your right hand and just roll that right shoulder back. And just breathing gently here. Inhale back to the center. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees. Press yourself back to a downward facing dog. And then just inhale back to all fours. So again, thinking about the solar plexus area and the navel area and the core essentially as well. Lift through your knees, through your hips, through your sitting bones. Exhale back, using your core to help you to move as you inhale, come back down to all fours. Inhale, lift through the belly, lift the hips, the sitting bones, exhaling to release into downward dog. Inhale back to all fours. Exhale, come back down. Once more, inhale to lift. Exhale it back to downward facing dog. And then inhale back to all fours. And just let your knees hover above the ground for a moment. Lift through the belly, draw your chest slightly forward. So instead of rounding the back, you're kind of looking in between your hands to the ground. Take another breath here. And then lower your knees down. Step your right foot up in between your hands. So wiggle that foot all the way up, sink down into your hips here. And as you inhale, reach your arms up. Let your hips release, draw your right hip back and then take your arms out wide. Take a breath in as you breathe out, turn to your right, just reach out through your fingers. Again, slight lift through the belly. Take another breath here. And now take your left hand down. Roll your right shoulder back. Reach the right hand straight up and let your hips keep sinking down here. Shrug your shoulder blades towards each other. Take another breath. And then wiggle your right foot out towards the edge of your mat. Take your right hand to the inside of the foot and come down into lizard. So bending your right knee. Maybe staying high up on your hands, maybe coming down to your forearms here. So wherever it feels comfortable for you. Pressing into your right foot. And just breathing gently here. And then inhale to come all the way back up. Step your right foot back. You can come to plank or stay on all fours. And then lower down to your belly or through chaturanga, whichever you prefer. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Again, whichever you prefer. Press into the tops of your feet. Draw your shoulders back, lift up through your chest. And then tuck your toes under. Again, lifting through the belly button, through the belly, lift through the sitting bones, press yourself back to downward facing dog. So keep pressing through your hands like you're trying to press the ground away and then lower back down again to all fours, but let your knees hover for a moment above the ground. And then release the knees back down. Step your left foot up in between your hands. Come all the way up into your lunge on the other side. So sink down into your hips. Draw your right hip and shoulder forward. Reach up through your fingers. And then taking your arms out wide, turn your whole body to your left. So reaching out through your hands. Stretching through the body. Bending into the left knee. And then take your right hand down. Roll your left shoulder back, stretch your left hand straight up towards the ceiling and just shrug your shoulder blades together here. Breath here. And wiggling your left foot out slightly. Take the left hand to the inside of the foot. Sink down into your hips. Either stay up high or come down to your forearms. Just breathing gently here. A few more breaths. And then slowly step the left foot back. Again, you can come to plank or stay on all fours. You can lower gently to your belly or come through chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. And then tucking your toes under. Exhale back to downward facing dog. So looking forward, step or hop your feet up to the front of your mat, lifting your chest. Exhale to fold into your legs and then root down into your feet. Inhale your arms up, hands to the ceiling. Exhale your hands back down. Okay, so take your feet together. Press down into your feet. We'll take a sun salutation. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhaling to lift your chest and look forwards. Exhale to step or hop your feet to the back of your mat. Lower down to your belly, all through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. So take a few breaths here. Maybe even just lifting your heels as you inhale. Pressing back gently as you exhale. A few times. Or maybe just moving around slightly if that feels comfortable. And then looking forwards, inhale, step or hop your feet up to the front of your mat. Lifting your chest, exhale to fold into your legs. Inhale, reaching your arms all the way up. And then exhale, taking your hands back down. So once more, inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale to lift your chest and look forwards. Exhale to step or hop your feet to the back of your mat. Again, lower down to your belly, all through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale all the way back again to downward facing dog. So this time, instead of coming back to the front of our mats, we're going to take a few kind of little movements where we're drawing the knee into our chest. So you can do this in downward dog, or you can come down to all fours. Either version is fine. And you're just going to take your right leg and inhale. And then as you exhale, draw your right knee in towards you. So you can do this in downward dog, kind of with that left knee lifted, or bring the left knee to the ground. And then just exhale. So inhale, stretch the leg out. Exhale, draw the knee in towards you. Inhale, stretch the leg out. Again, you can be in downward dog like this. Three-legged downward dog. Exhale, draw the knee in one more time. Or have your left knee on the ground. And then exhale, draw that knee in towards you. So take your right foot back down. Stretch it back into downward dog. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. Taking your left leg, lift that left leg. Inhale as you exhale, draw the left knee in towards you, rocking forward slightly. Again, you can have your right knee on the ground if you want. Inhale, extend the left leg out. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Inhale the left leg out. Exhale the knee in. Inhale the left leg out. Exhale the knee in. And then just step back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees down. Take a moment here. So inhale, maybe just arching your chest. Exhale to round your back. Inhale, arching. Exhale to round your back. So tuck your toes under one more time. Take a downward dog and step your right foot up in between your hands, or you can lower your left knee to step the right foot up if this is easier. Wiggle that right foot all the way up. Lift your left knee and come up into a high lunge. So if you feel wobbly here, drop your left knee down. Otherwise, stay up high. Extend out through your left heel, lower down, sink down into your hips here. Reach your arms up. So we'll take that twist again to the right. So take your arms out wide and then turn to your right. You can stay here or take your left elbow onto your right thigh and maybe bring your hands palm to palm, roll your right shoulder back into a prayer twist. If this feels too much, just come up a bit higher or come up back up to here. So whichever version you prefer. Take another breath here, lift through the navel to twist a bit deeper, and then come back to the center. Take your hands to the ground and lower your left heel, and we'll open up the opposite way. So coming all the way up, pushing into your feet and opening up to warrior two. Sink down into your hips, stretch out through your fingers. Turn your gaze over your right hand. And then just take your left hand down, reach your right hand up, open up through the front of the body after kind of closing it off into that twist. Just reaching back into a reverse warrior. Press into the outside edge of your left foot. See if you can maybe bend your right knee a bit more. And then take your hands all the way back down onto either side of your right foot. So you can either step back to plank, lower down to your belly or through chaturanga, come to upward facing dog, or just lower to all fours, whichever you prefer. So you can take your little back bend if you want to, or just rest. And then tuck your toes under, stretch it back to downward facing dog. And this time we're going to step the left foot in between the hands. Come up into a high lunge on the other side. So bend your left knee. Extend out through your right heel. Try and keep your hips and shoulders facing forwards again, reaching your arms up. Lower your right knee if you need to, if you feel wobbly. Taking your arms out wide, turn to your left. Reach through your hands. Breathing here. And then maybe taking that twist, so take your right elbow to your left thigh. This might be enough, just stay here. Or you might be able to bring your left hand onto the right. Press into your hands to kind of lift the chest and twist you a little bit more. Keep extending out through your right heel. Just do what you can, what feels comfortable for you. Taking another breath. And then bring your hands back down. Bring your right foot flat. Come all the way up. And we'll take our warrior two on the other side. So bend your left knee. Press into the outside edge of your right foot. Take your arms out wide. Sink down into your hips here. Let your shoulders relax. And then just take your right hand down, reach your left arm up, sink back into a reverse warrior, bend the left knee. Reach a little bit further. Breathing gently there. And then coming back up, turn your feet to parallel. So press into the outside edges of your feet. Take an inhale, lifting your arms up. And then exhaling to fold forwards. And as you come to here, if you can, try and straighten your legs if you're able to. And just see if you can walk your hands out a little bit in front. And then press your thighs back. You're kind of stretching out through your spine here. From here, start to walk the hands back so your hands are underneath you. So you might have your hands on your legs, you might be able to have them on the ground. Take a few breaths here, just bringing the weight into your toes as much as you can. And then inhale to look up. Take your right hand underneath you. Take your left hand out to the side. Breathe in and just kind of lengthen out from almost from your pubic bone all the way to the top of your head. So stretching out through the front of the body and through the back. And as you inhale, then lift that left arm, twisting to the left. So reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, moving through the shoulder, not just through the hand. Take another breath here, pressing into your feet evenly. And then bring the left hand back down. So taking that twist to the other side, pressing into your feet, take the right hand out. Inhale to lift through the belly, exhale, turn to the right. So reach that right arm, take another breath. Maybe see if you can twist a bit more. Keep breathing here. And then exhale all the way back down. And just walk your feet in slowly. And as you're ready, begin to come up gently all the way up to standing. Okay, take your feet together. We're going to come into a tree and then we're going to come into a kind of a revolved tree. Or we'll have a go. We haven't done this, I don't think, for a while. So take the weight into your left foot, bend your right leg, and just bring your right foot in towards your ankle, calf, or thigh. So just coming to tree pose first. Press your foot and leg towards each other. Hands to your heart. Or reach your hands up. So really stretch up towards the ceiling. Press that right thigh back, the right hip forwards. Pressing down into your left foot, stretching up through the top of your head. Taking another breath here. And bringing your hands back down. See if you can, let's do the other side first. So take that right leg down, have a little walk out through your legs, take the weight into your right foot, bend your left leg, bring the foot to your ankle or your calf or your thigh, push your foot and leg towards each other, hips facing forwards, hands to your heart, or reach your hands up. A few breaths here. Rooting down into your right foot, stretching up towards the ceiling. And then bringing your hands back down, take your left leg in and down. Have a little walk out through your legs. So now bring the weight back into your left foot, but bend your right leg. Take your left hand onto your right thigh. Bring your right hand behind you. Flex your right foot. So if you need to, you can bring that right foot to the ground or see if you can balance here. Push your foot and hand together and inhale to stretch up. As you exhale, turn through your whole body to your right. See if you can move a little bit more into that twist. Whoops. And then inhale to come back to the center. Release the leg, have a little walk again through your legs. So take your right leg up again, left leg, sorry, up this time. Take your right hand onto your left thigh. So again, you can have that left foot on the ground if you need to, toes on the ground. Take your left hand out behind you. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale, turn through your body to your left. So when you start to turn your gaze, that's when we tend to wobble. So you might prefer to keep focusing on a point in front of you, or you might be able to turn your gaze, maybe look towards your left thumb or a point behind you. Another breath. And then inhale back to the center. Have a little walk again through your legs. Okay, so come to the front of your mat. Take an inhale. Exhale to release over your legs. Just let your back release here. Let your body dangle. Maybe your knees bend slightly. And then take your feet out about as wide as your mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out. And we're going to come all the way down into a low squat. Malasana. Just do what you can. Press your arms into your thighs. Lift up through your chest. So from here, take your hands down in front of you. We're going to have a little play with crow. We haven't done too much kind of preparation for crow. So we've been looking at twists. But when we're thinking about the solar plexus, we're also working the core and that kind of core area of our body. And it's also kind of really linked to things like self-confidence and self-esteem. And crow pose is just a really good pose to play with to help to maybe give us a little bit of confidence. So don't worry too much about trying to balance or lift up. Really just think about maybe that fear you get when you come into poses like crow of like not being able to do it or falling over or whatever it might be. And just see if you can focus on finding that almost inner confidence or inner strength when you're trying it. So spread your fingers so your hands are about shoulder width apart, maybe a bit wider. Lift your knees up as high as you can onto the tops of your arms, and then just start to take the weight into your hands. Find a point on the ground in front of you to focus on. Maybe just lift one foot at a time. Maybe see if you can balance on your arms and lift both feet. Even just momentarily, there might be a moment where both feet are off the ground. So try not to jump, but just have a go. Feeling that maybe fear and just having a go at it anyway. Lifting through the belly, feeling that strength in your core. And then just releasing all the way back down to come to sitting. Okay, bring your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake out. Take your hands behind you for a moment. So roll your shoulders back, lift your chest up, and just open up through the front of your body. Okay, so from here, let's just come to Paschimottanasana. So forward, seated forward fold. So take your legs out in front. Just make sure you're sitting forwards on your sitting bone, so you're not kind of sitting back and rounding your back. Extend out through the balls of your feet. As you inhale, lift your arms up, reaching forwards as you exhale to fold over your legs. Inhale, lifting up through your chest. Exhale, folding over your legs. So breathing gently here. Another couple of breaths. And if your hands don't reach your feet, just let them rest on your legs, or even pop a sock or something around your foot to hold on to. So inhaling, drawing your chest forwards, exhaling, fold in a bit more. And then walk your hands back up. Take them behind you again, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest up. Coming back to sitting, take your right foot in towards your left thigh. Hips and shoulders facing forwards. Lift your arms as you inhale. Reach over your left leg. Exhaling to fold forwards. Drawing the chest forwards. And then inhale to come all the way back up. Take your hands behind you again, just lift your chest. And then come back up, straighten your right leg out. Bring your left foot in towards your right thigh. Hips and shoulders facing forwards. Lift your arms as you inhale. Exhale, reaching over your right leg. Draw your chest forwards. Folding in as you breathe out. Few more breaths here. Try and draw the chest forward slightly. And then walk your hands back up. Again, take them behind you. Roll your shoulders back. Lifting your chest. Coming back up to sitting. Just open your legs out wide for a few moments. Toes pointing up. Take your hands in front of you. Lift your chest as you inhale. Slowly start to walk your hands forwards. And then walk your hands back up. Take your right hand down towards your right leg. Turn to your left. So taking another kind of twist, turning to the left, lifting your left arm up. So you can stay here just with that left arm reaching towards the ceiling, or start to fold to your right and just bring your left arm over, watching this shoulder doesn't collapse. So keep rotating through your upper body, rolling your left shoulder back, reaching through your left arm. And then breathing in to come back up. Take the left hand down, turning to your right, reach your right arm up. So leaning into your left, take your right arm maybe over. Again, just rotating through the upper body. And then come all the way back up. Take your legs together, come to the middle of your mat, and just start to roll down onto your back, hugging your knees in towards you. So take your feet to the ground. As you inhale, lift your hips up and just walk your arms together underneath you, lifting into a little bridge, pressing into the feet, into the heels, opening up now through the front of the body. A lot of those twists kind of close the front of the body off, so it's nice to just open that up a little bit, get some space. Breathing here. Squeezing maybe slightly through your thighs to take pressure out of your back. And then releasing to come all the way back down and hug your knees in towards you. Taking a little rock again from side to side. Just drawing the knees in. And then taking your feet to the ground, take a little twist to your right, bring your arms out to shoulder level and turn your gaze to your left. And if you want to increase that twist, you can take this top leg, the left leg, and just cross it over the kind of the right. And then come back to the center. Twisting the opposite way. So taking the knees over to the left. Maybe again taking your right knee over your left. And then lifting the knees to come all the way back up. Hug them in towards you. A little rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, just take your legs out in front of you. Bring your feet maybe a little bit apart. Let your heels roll out. Bring your arms by your side, or maybe rest one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. So coming down into Shavasana. So allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. And almost scan your body now. Notice how it feels kind of at the end of the class. And it's quite a strong class. So maybe notice if there's any almost little niggles, how it's feeling, where it's feeling it. And then see if you can kind of breathe into that. Allow your whole body to soften and release now. Let the shoulders become heavy. Let the jaw soften. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. So as the solar plexus chakra, Manipura chakra, is linked also to this, to our sense of kind of self-confidence and self-identity, I think, as well. I'd like you to do, I'm going to invite you to do a little bit of a kind of mantra kind of meditation, which I don't tend to do with adults, but anyway, it's quite a nice one to do, where you think of a quality in a person that you really like, that you really admire. So the first thing that comes into your head. And then put the words I am in front of it. And then just repeat that in your mind a few times. So whatever that quality is that you that you admire, that you think is a good quality to have, put the words I am in front of it and just repeat that in your mind as you're lying here. taking a few more breaths. Let your shoulders soften, let your jaw soften. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Allow your whole body to release. Just repeating those words, I am, and whatever else you choose. And if your mind starts to wander off, just bring it back to following your breath. Just letting go of that focus and attention, awareness of your body. See if you can notice once more the meeting points between your body and the ground. Just let yourself sink here for a few more moments. Just enjoying that quiet space that you've created. And then letting go of that, slowly starting to bring your awareness once more to the room around you. Getting a little bit of movement through your body, beginning to wriggle your fingers and toes. Reaching your arms up overhead. Taking a big stretch from your feet all the way through to your fingertips. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling yourself over to your right and coming up to sitting. Thank you, everyone. Hope that you enjoyed that.